Today we're talking goals. I'm going to talk about my own personal goals, our financial goals, our family goals, our health goals, and also business goals. And then I'm going to talk about goal setting and how to set goals, how to achieve your goals, how to make a clear action plan for your goal. So stay tuned. Hey friends, welcome to Freedom in a Budget. My name is Kelly, and today I am teaming up with some really good friends of mine, Justine from Debt Free Millennials and Brad from the Fin Mindset. And we're going to talk about goal setting, our own goals, how we set goals. It's going to be a fun time. But if you're coming over from the club, welcome. My name is Kelly from Freedom in a Budget. My channel is all about living life well on a budget, and I share my journey of how I went from living paycheck to paycheck to now winning with money, and how budgets don't have to be constricting, let you not do anything. No, they give you freedom to do really fun things with your money, hit your goals. They are awesome. I just love budgets. I'm a nerd. But if you're new, I would love for you to subscribe and join the family. So 2020 is just around the corner. This year flew by, and I am so excited, guys. I hit a lot of goals in 2019, and I'm excited to hit even more goals in 2020. My husband Jamie and I just had our goals meeting for 2020, where we recapped 2019, what we hit, what we didn't hit, and then where we want to be in 2020. It was a lot. It was an intense meeting, a couple ups and downs, and a little tough talks, but we nailed down some concrete goals. I'm so excited for them, and it's going to be an awesome year. So I'm going to share those goals with you, also share my business goals, because as you guys know, I turned my little YouTube channel into a business, and I am making a profit on it. And I have some big goals for Freedom in a Budget, and where I want to take this YouTube channel, take my blog, take my coaching, and build a course, all that stuff. So we're going to get into it. So let's get into the goals. The first category is financial goals. So for our financial goals, so the first goal that we want to hit for financial goals is a 60% savings rate. We want to stay at least above a 60%. Last year, we were a little in the 50s, so we want to up that to 60%. And that is going to be a little bit of a challenge, I'll be honest. You know, lifestyle creep is real, y'all. Whew, it gets you. Jamie just got a raise, and he already found all these ways he wants to spend it. And she's like, okay, but babe, I just got a raise. Can we do this now? Can we do this? And it's difficult. So what's going into that savings rate is that includes paying down our mortgage. So any extra money that we put towards our mortgage, that is included in our savings. I calculate that into it. Our IRAs, our retirement, our investment accounts, our sinking funds. We want to up our emergency fund. So all of that goes into the savings rate. So that's what that is all about. With that being said, I mentioned it, is our IRAs. We want to max out our IRAs and make sure that we're doing the full $12,000, so $6,000 each. We've been really good about doing it since we got married. We also have our employer matches maxed out, our 401ks maxed out. So we're going to continue with those as well. We also have those going up a percentage. So I think mine is going up to 11%, even though my company only matches 7%. So we're still climbing that up. So that is a huge one, is maxing out our IRAs. This next one, I don't think I've even talked about on the channel yet, but we actually want to start saving for rental properties and going into real estate investing and starting that, which is crazy. And we just bought our first home, and now we want rental properties and become landlords and everything. So it's a scary ride, but an exciting ride. And I actually just had a call with JJ Buckner and Bryce from Sane Sense, and my ultimate goal was about 5 years to start that, 3 to 5 years. And they were like, no, you need to make that 6 months. And I was like, 6 months, y'all, I just bought my house. This is a lot. So I need to have some talks with Jamie and trying to figure out when we actually want to start that, when we want to buy our first rental property. I don't think it's going to be 6 months, maybe a year, but we're going to start hitting that hard. Also, another one is Jamie's new car fund. So Jamie needs a new car. We got my Jeep last year, so that was a huge goal that we did in, I think we got it end of 2018. We bought my Jeep, and now it is a couple years old, and it still feels brand new. We bought it in 2016, so we bought it used. So we're going to be saving $10,000 in 2020 for Jamie's new car fund. And we currently have, I think, like $4,700. So we want to end 2020 with about $15,000 by that in the beginning of Q1 of 2021. He really wants a Tesla, but I don't think that's going to be his next car, but maybe the car after that, because he's nervous with the Tesla technology of buying it used now. because of now that we buy used cars and not new cars, and you know, with the batteries and everything, and just that's a little nerving for him. So we'll probably get another Chevy Cruze probably next in the beginning of 2021. Our next big goal is bring our giving up to $20,000. We are really big on giving and supporting missionaries and supporting the local church and just giving to, you know, people in need, and if there's a need that comes up, of just being able to do that. So I think we gave a decent amount in 2019, but we want to up that to $20,000 this year, which is really fun. And then our last financial goal is bringing our emergency fund up to $40,000. Currently it's sitting at $25,000. So now that we have the house, our expenses are higher, so we want to bring that up to $40,000. So that's going to be a huge one. That's going to take a lot, but we're really excited for it. Next set of goals is relationship goals. So this is for Jamie and I, and the first goal is having monthly date nights. Now, a lot of people do weekly date nights, but with how much Jamie travels, is monthly date nights is a lot more reasonable for us. And honestly, we don't do that now. We very rarely go out on a date night, and a date night doesn't mean you have to spend money. A date night could be going, you know, to the park for a walk. We have a lot of those like outdoor mall things, and so maybe going and getting ice cream and doing that, or going down to the beach. We live so close to the beach. So having monthly date nights, especially with how much he travels, it's really important for our relationship just to keep that and keep dating each other. So that's a big one for us, is just to have monthly date night. And then the next one is to mentally start preparing ourselves for a baby. And we want to start trying towards the end of the year, hopefully having a baby in the beginning of 2021. But that's a lot, and Jamie is not quite there yet, ready to be a dad. So just kind of praying through that, making sure that we're on the same page with that, doing whatever we have to do health-wise to make that happen. And it's exciting, but a little nerve-wracking. So hopefully we'll have a baby in the next year and just kind of start preparing for that mentally. Next category is travel, and number one thing we want to do is go to Massachusetts to visit my family. I still have some family up there, like my aunts and dad and sister and some other relatives and friends and everything. We didn't get to go this past year. I think it's actually been 2 years since we've been up north, so we definitely need to make it a priority this year to go up, visit my family, spend some time with them. And then another one is that we actually want to take a trip to Waco, Texas with my in-laws. We won plane tickets for my work, where we get 2 round-trip tickets to anywhere in the US. So we want to go to Waco and just see, you know, Magnolia, and I just love that stuff. You guys know that I love like coastal farmhouse. That's my decor style. So anything Chip and Joanna, I just love. So we really want to take a trip to Texas. That would be so fun. And then our last travel is, we still have to decide what we're going to do. Jamie wants to go on a cruise. I want to go to Japan. He really wants to go to Japan as well. But I don't think we can do both. I don't think we can do a cruise and Japan. That's a lot, especially with the other financial goals that we have, but nailing those down, and I would just love to do that. So that's a big one. Next one is health, and I would love to get down to my goal weight of 132 pounds. I have about 10 pounds to go, 8 to 10 pounds to go. I've lost, I think, 15 pounds since the summer, which is amazing. So I'm almost there. I'm getting there. I'm over halfway, but I know that as I get closer, it's going to get a little harder. And one of the ways that I'm going to help get there is to make sure that I'm exercising at least 3 times a week, and making sure my food is in check and my water intake is in check as well. Okay, and then personal goals. So these are more just my goals. The number one is to be in the Word daily, reading my Bible every single day. I want to journal 3 times a week. I would love to do it daily, but I don't think that's realistic, and I want them to be realistic. So 3 times a week journaling, and then I want to read/listen to 20 books this year. That's a stretch. I'm not a reader, but I do listen to a lot of audiobooks because of my commute is so long and crazy. So audiobooks, 20 audiobooks this year. Okay, those were our personal goals. I'm going to run through my business goals really quickly, because I know you guys don't probably want to hear those as much, so that I can get to the content of goal setting. So first is, I want to hit 50,000 subscribers. I think that would be so amazing to be able to hit 50,000. I just hit 30,000. So it's a big goal, but I think I can do it. So one of the ways that I'm going to work towards hitting that is putting out a consistent 8 to 12 videos a month, as well well as I want to be in 15 interviews. So whether that be podcasts, on other people's channels, on news. I was in a couple podcasts this year, as well as on CBS News, CNBC. So a couple different big news things, and I want to do even more. So 15 news things, podcasts, interviews, other channels. Next is I want to launch my course, and I have a course I've been working on for over a year now. I have the outline done. I just need to do it, guys. And I've been procrastinating too long, and I've had so many of you guys reach out saying that you want the course, and it's going to be on how to cut your grocery budget and how to save money on groceries. So I'm so excited for that, but I need to launch that Q1 of 2020. So first quarter of 2020. This may sound kind of weird, but I also want to have a new video hit 150,000 views. I think that would be so huge. I have one video with over 100,000 views right now, but I want to have one over 150,000, a new one take off. That would be just amazing. I want to do a consistent 4 blog posts a month, as well as a weekly newsletter. So those are my business goals. I'm so excited. Whew, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a hard year, but I'm really, really excited for 2020. All right, now let's get into setting goals and what it takes, how you can help achieve your goals. So the first thing is set your categories. What categories do you want to have your goals in? Think about categories like relationship, intellectual, do you want to read or take a class, financial goals, family goals, social goals, career, health, and travel. Those are just a couple ideas, but really dig into those goals, those categories. When you break it down like that, it can kind of help really bring out, okay, what do I need to have my family goals in line? What do I need to have my financial goals in line? And really help, it's easier to break them out that way. One of the biggest tips I have with goal setting is don't only come up with what you want to happen, but how you want to happen. We're going to go into how to set those goals, but that is huge. And so many people will just be like, I want to lose weight. Okay, well, how are you going to do that? You know, what are you going to put in place to lose weight? You need to have that written into your goals and set goals that motivate you. They should get you pumped up. They should get you fired up and be like, all right, let's do this. I want to hit these goals. I need to hit these goals. I am pumped. I'm sure you've heard of SMART goals, and that is how I personally set my goals. I think that is the number one way to set goals is SMART goals. If you are not familiar with SMART goals, it is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So SMART, SMART goals. So rather than just saying, I want to save money, that is a very broad goal. You need to have that much more succinct. So be specific. I want to save $10,000 this year. Okay, so $10,000 this year. That's very specific. Is that attainable? What is your income level? Is that something that you can actually achieve or not? If you want to save $10,000, but you only make $15,000 a year, that's probably not attainable. If you make $50,000, that's a little bit more attainable and something that you can actually achieve. So the $10,000, that's very specific. It's measurable. How much? 10,000 attainable. Like we said, yes, it's attainable for your income level if you make at least $50,000. Is it relevant? Is it where you want to go in life? Is it a goal that is in that direction? If it's a goal or something that's going to put you steps backwards or in a total opposite direction, like for me, if a goal of mine was, I don't know, I want to start a daycare. That's not a goal that's going to put me in my direction of hitting my goals. That's going to put me in a total opposite place. I don't want to start a daycare now. No, I want to run my business. I want to grow my income and different things like that. So yeah, starting a daycare may be a really great goal for someone, but it's not going to be something that's aligning with my goals and where I want to be. And then timely, time bound. How long do you need to hit those goals? So are you setting the $10,000 in a year? Yes. Okay. So that is a specific time. I need to hit a $10,000 savings by the end of 2020, not next 5 years, 10 years. So whenever I hit it, I hit it. No, it has to be time bound, has to be specific. So just to recap, we are saving $10,000 in 1 year. So what are we going to do that? How are we going to do it? You know, what steps do you have to put into place? Maybe you have to get some side hustles. Maybe you have to cut back on some expenses. Maybe you have to ask your boss for a raise. Maybe you have to try and work some overtime. So what are you going to do to put those steps into place? Down below in the comments, let me know what is a big goal that you want to hit in 2020. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you're finding value in this, I would love for you to hit the like button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm and is a great free way to help me out. All right, we're we're gonna keep on going. So next is write down your goals. Write them down, print them out, look at them every single day. If you guys haven't watched Marco with Whiteboard Finance, he tells a story about when he didn't have printer ink for his goals and they were just sitting on his computer and he didn't print them out. I think it was till April. And then as soon as he printed them out, the sky's the limit. They started taking off. His goals started coming into reality. And that is amazing. Like when you are looking at them, it really makes a difference. It really, even just writing them down of saying, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this. When you write them down, it becomes concrete. You become accountable. It is a game changer. Next up is tell someone about your goals and have the accountability. I personally have a mastermind group where we did a goal setting meeting and we had to share our goals for 2020 to not only just kind of brainstorm, make sure they're achievable, but also to keep each other accountable. And trust me, these ladies, they will call me out if I am not where I need to be. You know, if I'm saying that I want to do 4 blog posts and I've gone a month and only done 1, they're gonna be like, Kelly, what's going on with these blog posts? Where are you at with them? So have an accountability partner, even if it's me. You know, send me a message, send me a DM on Instagram, or, you know, comment down below and say, Kelly, I want to achieve these goals. But have someone in your life, have someone that can keep you accountable, ask you questions, motivate you, pump you up when you're feeling down and just unmotivated, but really just have someone to like remind you of your why. What is your why? That is so important when you are setting goals. Have that why in front of you. Are you doing it for your family? Are you doing it for yourself? You know, maybe you had a really tough year in 2019 and you need to make some changes. You need to start putting yourself first. That is a great goal, of start putting yourself first and, you know, taking care of yourself. That is huge, guys. So I really hope that this helps you set some goals and achieve them and make them happen. I think goal setting is so important. It is such a game changer. I've really gotten so much farther in life when I started setting goals. So I hope that's helpful. Next up, I'm going to break down some tips on how to stop living paycheck to paycheck and how to get out of that. Maybe that's one of your goals, is stop living paycheck to paycheck. So a great way to start that is to watch this video. Up next, I'm going to break it down step by step how I stopped living paycheck to paycheck. I share a little bit of my story in that as well. I get really personal and it's a little raw, but I think it has some really great tips for you. So I'll see you in that video.